We've been looking at the death and resurrection of Lazarus in John 11. It's been a challenging study, but it's also been insightful as we look at the life of Martha and Mary, and see the faith that they have in Jesus. Hi, my name is Pastor Cary Robinson. I'm pastor to 55 Plus, and welcome to Beyond the Notes. John 11, 17 through 22 says, "So when Jesus came, he found that he had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles away, and many of the Jews had joined the women around Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary was sitting in the house. Then Martha went to Jesus and said, 'Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you.'" I think that this is a great statement of the faith of Martha. She says, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." First of all, she recognized the authority that Jesus had over her brother's death. She really honestly believed that Jesus had the power to raise Lazarus from his sickness, but not necessarily from death. But in spite of Martha's clear disappointment that Jesus didn't do what she had hoped that he could, she says that even now I know that you are able. So here, in spite of Martha's great disappointment over the loss of her brother and having Jesus right in front of her, here Jesus, his very presence would have revealed so much. But we put oftentimes blame on Jesus, on the one who has the ability to control what is out of our control. And maybe Martha did a little bit about that. Maybe she blamed Jesus just a little bit because we know that Jesus could have done something even from afar or came earlier, but he allowed Lazarus to die. But Martha says, even though Jesus didn't come through for her, even though Jesus didn't respond in a way that she had hoped, she says, even now, a confidence in who Jesus was. She says, even now, I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you. Martha, while seemingly not confident that Jesus had the power to raise her brother, or maybe just would raise her brother, but instead she said that she still trusted in Jesus despite her disappointment, despite her heartache. This is a remarkable demonstration of her faith, one that should be a great example for us. Charles Spurgeon says, "Some prayers would be all the better if they were shorter, all the better if they did not so much declare our own will as declare our confidence in the goodwill of Christ." See, there can be great power in the even now prayers, even through our disappointment and losses in life, to be able to see that God is still in control, that he's sovereign over all things, that he's working together for good, for his glory and our good. Believing in God, trusting in him, even when things don't go our way, is such an important part of our faith. And we see that in Martha. We see this declaration that even now I believe, even now I believe. Even now, I believe, even through the crisis of life, disappointments of life, financial failures, relationships falling apart, even now, I believe that God, you are able. You are working in a way that only you can for your glory and for our good. And I'm going to trust in you, Jesus, because I believe that even now you are able. You are able. And that's our challenge this morning, or through this podcast, that even now, to believe that God is able, to trust in him completely, that he is working all things together for good. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you'll join us next week as we continue our series in John.